morning, welcome back to the channel. Sorry again for not posting a video last week. Like I've been kind of telling you guys over the last few weeks, we haven't really just had a lot going on, but today, we did not expect this. Okay, so I shall tell you. All right, so we are very excited because in 2 weeks' time, we are going to an adoption event. When Sean first found out, it was really funny. Our reactions were very different. I was like, yay, all right. And Sean was like, oh. And you guys are probably thinking, what? Why? Why would you guys have different reactions? Well, I will tell you guys, this happens a lot when you've gone through this process ad nauseum like we have. By the way, this is not our first adoption event. We have been to 2 others, so this will be our 3rd, I think, or 4th. I think it's our 3rd. Our 3rd. I think this is our 3rd, definitely our 3rd. Because we went to one in 2016, we went to one in 2017, so this will be our 3rd, yes. Sorry about that. So this is our 3rd. What is an adoption event? Now, I can tell you what it is like here in Texas. I don't even know what it's like for other states. However, have any of you seen the movie Instant Family? If you have not, pause this video. Don't even continue watching. I know that ruins my views and all that stuff. Go watch Instant Family. Truly. Mark Wahlberg and I feel so terrible. She's a phenomenal actress. She's, I believe, English. I will remember her name. But she is the feminine co-star to Mark Wahlberg in the movie, Octavia Spencer. And oh my gosh, there's another wonderful actress in there. There's so many amazing actors and actresses in this movie. I feel absolutely terrible not doing justice to this movie. Actually, I did make a review. I did do a movie review, so go back and watch that. And then make fun of me later on the comments down below because I'm not remembering the phenomenal actors and actresses' names. So, but Instant Family. So at one point in the movie, they basically show what an adoption event is. Sean and I were laughing and feeling all of the feels when we saw that scene. That scene is pretty much what it's like here in Texas. The only differences is you go in, you have to check in at a certain place. Sometimes they'll do like a little mini orientation where they show you, like they have like different books with profile pictures and like a little snippet of like a child's profile. And then they say, okay, so now you can walk around. And if you see children that, or a child that you just, kind of feel instantly, connected towards or drawn towards, engage with them, hang out with them, play a game with them, but just, kind of break the ice with them. And it's the most bizarre and strangest experience you'll ever go through, especially if you are licensed as a pre-adoptive or straight adopt only family. Because you feel like, and I mean, this is like I hope I am not like stoned for saying this, but it feels like you're going to like a shopping mart for children. It is such a bizarre experience. It feels so unnatural. And that's hard because, and I think like the social workers that are there, the volunteers that are there, that are organizing this, putting this together, I think they might know that kind of on a conscious level or subconscious level. Many of them try their best to, have bouncy houses or like kind of carnival-like games that you can engage in, and a lot of them will host a lunch or a picnic kind of thing, where they might cater something. It is just so strange because you have to go there and you're nervous. and you're excited and you're unsure and you're uncomfortable, and you have to engage with this child who's also uncomfortable and unsure and confused, and it's just so many weird feelings. So everybody's awkward, everybody's uncomfortable, nobody knows what to say or do. It doesn't matter how many times you do this, I still feel like I fumble and tumble on my words, and what do we do? How do we do this? But I'm excited because this will be in a different part of Texas. It's not too far from us. I think it's like a couple of hours drive, which it's funny to say that. And for people who don't live in Texas, they just look at me like, you know, because I casually speak about an hour or two, as if it's no big deal. But you have to understand, in Houston, which Sean and I live in the Houston surrounding areas, we don't live in multiple areas, but Houston is huge. It's the 4th largest city in the United States. And to get anywhere in Houston, it takes about an average of an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half, give or take. And it really depends on where in Houston you're traveling to. But if you're coming from the south end of Houston to the north, or east to west, even if you're going from north to west, it can take a little over an hour. Now that we are getting, or now that the, not that we are getting, we have for the most part the Grand Parkway, Highway 99. Now that that's starting to make its full loop, I mean, it hasn't quite yet, but it's getting there. That has actually significantly cut down on driving time. And I think I'll try to convince Sean to do that. So we can try to get out to the adoption event early. It starts on, let's see, it's on Saturday, August 3rd, and it starts at 11. So I'd like to get out there at least 30 minutes before it starts. And that way Sean and I can like park the car and sit there and talk and just kind of like decompress from the drive and just things like that. Because you don't want to, you're already feeling like anxious and nervous and all of the feels, and you don't want to walk in there like fresh from a crazy drive or whatever. And Texas drivers are, you know, it can get crazy down here, especially with it being just so freaking hot. So that is going on. We have CPS coming next Friday for their monthly check-in. I feel very relieved that the caseworker decided to schedule this monthly inspection, because I know she said that she could drop in at any point in time. And like the first 2 weeks of July, I have been like super stressed. Like every day I'm trying to like make up our bed, you know, straighten up the living room and playroom and things of that nature. And then the computer room has been kind of a mess. I'm slowly taking you in there. We are kind of dealing with a mess over there on the table. So we got to do that because Sean built an amazing and beautiful wooden desk for him. And then I got his old desk, which is actually really cool because it actually helps a lot with my organization needs. So, but now we've got to put the items that he's still working on back in the bin, the organizing bins that he created, which are just so amazing. He actually uses an app where he scans a barcode and it lets him know where an item is. Like he can type in the item on the app and it tells him what bin it is, because it's connected to a barcode that he put on a label that printed out and put it on the bin. It is amazing. I'm so impressed. I love that he knows how to do all this. He's my tech guy. So anyway, so we've got to kind of do all of that, and I've had to get a couple of items that CPS did want us to have. So although when we were with agencies, we had locks on our door, and I will show that to you here. So we had this, and this right here, we have like only Sean and I have this key, and then our babysitter and housekeeper does. But this is where we kept vitamins and medicines. But she wants us to, our CPS caseworker, she wants us to have a medicine lock container. That's what I'm trying to say. So, I'm trying to show this to you guys. All right, so this is what I got off of Amazon. is very, very cute. I'll have to show it to you guys. And I also got a couple of organizing toy bins, and I'll show that to you guys in a little bit. Let's see here. All right. So it unlocks here. You can set it, which I'll do that in a little while. And then basically it just pops open. Has a lot of space in here, which is really great. So when you have things that are tall that need to stick up. And then this is a separate deal. And then there, you're just kind of seeing all the different, I guess, little organizing squares. And then you do that, and then you put it in a closet setting here with a lock. And that is considered double locked. So if you're with an agency, more likely they will not require you to do this. If you are straight through your own state, which is Child Protective Services, they may require you to do this. So it is, let me just kind of make sure. Oh, Olieroo? Olieroo, I think that's it. Anyway, great, very affordable little first aid box from Amazon. So there you go. Okay, and I'm sorry, my camera is like not working. My main camera's not working, so I'm having to use a phone today. All right, so I think I've showed you one of our other baskets that we've had, but I also got a couple of toy bins. My biggest complaint about them, they're very cute and they serve a purpose, but they're a lot smaller than I wanted them to be, but I will show you. Okay, so I have to get down. Here are the cute little bins. Again, these are on Amazon, which are great. If you guys are interested, let me know. I will comment down below what the links are. But here they are. These are our little dress-up clothes that we have. These are some stuffed animals and toys that have been donated to us. And then these are kind of our like blankets. Then this is no longer sold on Amazon. It's so sad. I'm so glad we actually got the last ones. Unless they're, I mean, and it's funny, if you guys let me know if they're back, please let me know, because I love these. These are like the collapsible, but they're very sturdy. And we have some of these for our hampers, and it's like ever so often they're available and then they're not. But I got these, which are great because they hold like stuffed animals or like pillows, all these fun little things. So that kind of helps just keep things organized. And then we cleaned up a lot of our toys over here, keep things pretty basic. A lot of the toys that go to that little castle is over here. So yeah, it's a work in progress. And then I went to Target. So I was gonna let you guys know, right now Target is having a huge like sale, and their dollar aisle, which typically runs anywhere between, it's that $1, $3, $5 aisle. I don't know how to call it, but because I don't want to call it a dollar aisle. It's the 1, 3, 5 aisle. In Target, they have amazing things for school. So if you are not a homeschool parent, that is okay. We are not either. Although I would love to homeschool. Like, I have a family member who does homeschool their children, and I'm so jealous about that. Because, not that I have anything against teachers in the public school system, it's just there's a lot of challenges that our children from hard places deal with. And even if your child is not from a hard place, they may actually just do better with more one-on-one time. And the family member that does homeschool their child or their children in our family, I mean, that's what they are always talking about, is just how amazing the exposure and the experiences for their children, who are able to really learn and just completely understand and have their needs met where they are. But I found these items at Target, and they're amazing, and I've got to like pull this out a little bit. Okay, so there's a lot of things that I actually got, and I'll kind of show that to you over time, but these items are amazing. Okay, so this is a daytime, nighttime chart. And let me see if I can kind of put this in better light. Sorry, I'm like doing dishes here. So these have basically little cutouts that are magnets, and they go on the different little clouds and the moons or the stars for nighttime. But it's really great because it basically shows you all the different things that you have. And then this is like what it would look like. So I loved this, and I just thought this would be such a really neat thing to try out, because usually I do this the worksheets, and sometimes that's fine, but a lot of kids, like the ones that we had last year, they really enjoyed more engaging. They really like to be more physically engaged with what they're doing. So I thought maybe this might be kind of a good change. And then this is a chore chart. So here is all the different little things that come with this package, which is just amazing. And again, very similar to the daytime, nighttime. But you know, they have some pre-ready things already there, and then you can kind of create your own. And that's pretty much what it would look like. And yeah, so though, like the days of the week, you know, names are there, and then here are your jobs, is where you put that here, and all your different rewards. So I don't know, I just love this concept. Just love it. And then I got this also in that Target aisle. This was so cool, because this is always something I'm trying to do, is just to further my connection with the kids. And these are like little cue cards that kind of start conversations for you as a parent with the child. And I love it. I mean, it has like a lot of neat, you know, just very basic questions. Okay, so I hope that was helpful for you guys today. A little spontaneity, a little impromptu, but definitely go to Target, get some fun items. You know, I try to be creative, and I try to always think with every placement that we have, how can we improve? How can we do something a little bit differently, or maybe we can change this up in such a way that it really just kind of helps enhance their experience in your home. If you are a pre-adoptive or straight adopt family, because as you guys have hopefully learned by now, we are legal risk and straight adopt. Even if you guys are moving towards permanency with or you're hoping to have permanency with a placement that will be placed in your home, you still want to try to enhance that experience for them, because more likely, especially if you are like us, legal risk and straight adopt family, the child or children that would be placed in your home, they've had other foster experiences. Some are probably not very positive, and some may have been just kind of okay. Some may have been just great, but you don't really know where they're coming from, and it's really great to try to, you know, bridge that gap with them and really try to engage them in all of the things that are kind of required to make your home function. So anyway, like I said, I hope this was helpful for you guys today. I will try to show or remember to show some of the other items that I got, because I'm just kind of super excited about it, and I think it'll be really neat. But if I don't remember it in the next video, comment down below and remind me. All right, guys. Well, thank you so very much for coming along for the journey. And if you are a brand new subscriber, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And I'm so glad that you have a desire in your heart to learn more about foster care and adoption. That's what this channel is all about. That's what I try to promote. And I'm just excited to take you guys along for this journey and this ride. And I will let you guys know how next Friday's monthly inspection goes. We are going to be talking a lot about adoption events that are coming up. And I'm hoping to take you guys with me. I know that I can't bring the camera in to the adoption event because that breaches the confidentiality of the children. It breaches their privacy. So I know that I can't bring it in, but what I can do is I can turn on the camera from afar and just kind of let you see the whole area before we walk in. But I will definitely be talking to you guys about that in the next 2 weeks. What it's like, how do we get ready for it, and what it's like during and what it's like after, and what are some of the conversations and questions and things that Sean and I are definitely asking or trying to ask in the event that we are able to find a pair of adoptable children at the next adoption event. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Bye.